Hi everyone, Candace Miller of Candace Miller Makeup here. I want to teach you guys how to achieve this glowy summer look using only 5 makeup products. Yes, 5. Only 5. It's simple, it's easy, you have no excuse. I'll walk you through all the steps, so stay tuned. So to start off, I just want to say that I already prepped my skin. I put a little bit of chapstick on just to keep my lips really moisturized. As you can see, my skin tends to be red right off the bat, and so we're gonna kind of deal with a couple of those issues. But to start off, usually what I do when I'm getting ready is I prep my skin. So the next step I usually take is my brows. So the product that I love and I use on all of my clients is actually the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. The color I'm using is actually a taupe color. I plucked a couple little hairs before we started, so don't mind the redness that's there. But what we're gonna do is just fill in right now. So, a couple tips about brows. You actually are gonna wanna start right here in the arch. You want to sort of have your darkest point of your brow be in this arch area. But within here, you're going to want to go really light. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. So we're just going to start right here in the arch. Get a little closer for you guys. So in the arch, it's kind of where you want your darkest point. And then I come straight down. Straight down. Okay, so now you can basically see that we have that defined brow shape now with the arch. As we come closer in, we're actually going to want to just with tiny little light strokes, come in, and you almost want your brows to have like an ombre effect where they're darker here and then they come in lighter. And once you get here into the center, you're actually gonna just kind of come up and down, and you're gonna just lightly fill in. You don't want it to be too overpowered, but again, just straight up and down to fill in nicely. So you can see that you can still see skin here, and that's actually a really important part. The amazing thing about this Brow Wiz is it comes with a spoolie on the end. This little guy. So we're actually going to take that and just brush through what we have to kind of take down that intensity just a little bit. There we go. So as you can see, the difference between this brow and this brow, a little bit more definition, and just more shape, so it's just a little bit more defined. So that is our first product, number 1. I mean, that was so fast. It took like 45 seconds, right? Second step, again, making sure that your skin is nice and moisturized. I'm actually gonna go in with some concealer. The concealer that I love and that I use on pretty much every one of my clients is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It comes in a tube like this, and their shade range is really nice. It goes from very fair to deeper tones, so you just have to choose which color works best for you. I'm actually gonna end up mixing a couple colors for myself. So I'm actually gonna be mixing the vanilla with the custard. So it's these two colors. As you can see, this one has a little bit more pink, this has a little bit more yellow, and together it's a perfect combo. So what I tend to do is I take just a little bit and I put it right on the back of my hand, just like that. Put a little bit of that yellow inside. And with a fluffier small brush, this is actually from Morphe. This is the G24 brush. I'm just gonna dip right inside of there and kind of mix it together. You wanna heat it up just a little bit on your hand because the warmth on there is gonna start to kind of break down the product a little bit so that when it goes on your face, it's a lot creamier. Now, one thing to remember, we now have product on this brush. The first place I put this product, the most product is gonna come off. So you wanna choose very wisely where you end up putting this. For me, I like to start, and I just kinda like to tap a little bit in the areas that I need it the most. Now you might be asking why I am not starting with foundation. I'm a makeup artist that doesn't like a lot on my face. I don't know if any of you guys are like that. But a feeling of too much product on my face just makes me feel kind of itchy. I don't know what that is, but I like to keep it really light. And you know what's really nice about this concealer is that it's like a foundation almost. It really thins out really nicely, and so when you're coming in, and especially like in the summer months, you don't need a lot because it's hot out and you just want a little something to sort of even out your skin tone, and this is it. So you can already see that on my forehead, that tone, that redness is already coming down. I'm kind of just staying right in the center, and you can blend out as you go. That's why we're using a more fluffy brush so that we can just really even out the edges. And we're gonna come down through the nose. And we tend to get a lot of redness around the nose, and we wanna neutralize that because if you've ever noticed when you get really sick, you get red around your nose. And so we just naturally get red there, and so we want to take that down just a notch. I think so many times, I'm gonna go back for a little bit more. Nowadays in our society, people are just wanting to slather on so much product. And I just feel like our skin looks so good when it's just fresh, moisturized, and you just have a little bit on. Now, yes, if you have a blemish, of course, you're gonna wanna cover that. But you don't need to cover your entire face just to cover a couple blemishes. You just have to deal with those blemishes, you know, and the rest of your skin will look great. So again, like I said, the first place I put that brush, product is coming off. And this leads me to my next step, which is my little beauty blender. I really love this. I guess it's technically not a beauty blender. It's a beauty sponge. It's from Target. It's the Sonia, I believe, Kashuk line. I think that's how you say it. I think it was like $3. I love this one because it comes to a point here and you can really get in those corners. So I put a little bit of product on that brush, and so now I need to blend it out. And I got this beauty sponge wet. And you can see with just a little bit of dabbing, it has smoothed out that color so much. You might be asking why I'm not going all the way to the outside of the face. When you think of colors and you think of black and white, usually you wear black in order to be a bit more slim, and you wear white and it gives a little bit more pop. It sort of brings things forward. So I'm really focusing right here in the center of my face because I'm lightening it just a little bit. I'm bringing it forward, and I don't want to brighten everything through here because that's just going to bring everything forward a little bit more. The next step that I'm going to show you will help to contour everything out a little bit. I have a very round face, so I don't want to be accentuating things all the way back here. I'm just keeping it in the center. So as you can see, a lot of that redness has gone down so much just with a little tiny bit of product. All right, that's product number 2. Next step, is something that I love. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. It's a matte bronzer. It's more matte, like I had said, and this is it from a kit. I've gone through so many of these. So you actually, when you're putting this on, you want to choose a brush that is a little bit more fluffy, kind of like this. This has a nice, like when you push down, it really presses in. So we're gonna just dip into our product, shake it off just a little bit before you put it on. And I like to start right sort of here on the temple, and we're just gonna press. Just gonna press that in. Now, I have a larger forehead, so I can go in a little bit more with the bronzer, with the contour. Again, staying on the temple side. And we just kind of want to, you know, this is why we stayed more in the center with our concealer. This is the part where we are really making some magic. My forehead looks smaller already. I like to actually bring the powder down further, because sometimes if you just stay at the top, it creates this like bronzed halo that doesn't always look great. And I have the room to come down, so I like to just kind of bring it further down and almost all the way to my eyebrows. Don't get crazy here. And then we are going to do the infamous 3, the 3 and the E. That's like what they call it. So we're going like this, and then we're going like this. One thing I will say about this stuff is not only does it smell like chocolate, but sometimes a little bit will get like, if you inhale it, it tastes like chocolate. I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't see it as necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of like, ooh, a little sweetness. I don't know. So I'm coming down through the temple, and again, we're just pressing. We're pressing. You don't want to just like smear it on. We're pressing it in. And then we're coming down under the jawline. Just got another taste. You can already see like how much more contoured it is on that side than this side. And so we're just gonna even it out. I like to do a little on my nose just to give it like that summer tan look. We're just gonna kind of go down the sides of the nose. A little on the chin here. We're now going to actually, because I said I keep it to 5 products, and I meant it, we are now going to use this as part of our shadow. So, you know, take off any excess oil that's on there. Go ahead and get a nice blending brush. One that's fits really nicely in your crease. And I don't even know what this one was. It's come off, but we're just gonna kind of dip into here, and we're gonna go right in the crease. I like to actually come a little bit through here, just a little. You can already see the difference in the crease. And then on this side. I like it. Okay. Next product, we actually are going to be using the Stila Cream Blush. This is a dual lip and cheek cream. This is in the color Lilium. I really like this color because I feel like it looks good on a lot of people and it's not too intense. I think a lot of people get scared of cream blush, like it's gonna just look so insane. You can kind of see that color. It's actually pretty already. And I'm going to take my It Cosmetics fluffy brush. I really like this brush. It has a second end here, and we're just gonna kind of tap in there. And then instead of going straight on there, I like to just take a little bit off onto my hand, just so it's not so intense. And you want to just start on the apples of the cheek, right like that. So I do go back a little bit just to connect it a little with the bronzer, but I mostly keep it right in the center. I tend to get overly heated and red really quickly, so keep it in the front. You may not be like that. You can go back a little bit further if you want, but when you smile, it's right here. It's all in the front. Next step, we are actually gonna take that same product, we're gonna go on the lid with it. Yeah, you heard me, the lid. So I'm just taking a little bit with my finger, and we're going on the lid. We're not gonna go above the actual socket, the crease. We're just gonna keep it right in the center here. Love it. We're keeping it simple with this look. 5 products. So if you have products that work in a few different ways, you're set. Look how easy that was. We're gonna go in for our mascara. I've actually really been loving this CoverGirl mascara. It's the Lash Blast Fusion. The wand is really nice. Just to let you know, I curled my lashes before this, so we're just gonna get right in there. Pretty. Okay, I tend to like to go under the going for the lower lashes. A little pop. Kind of step back, evaluate. If you feel like you need a little bit more, somewhere, go ahead. And again, we're keeping it to 5 products, so I'm gonna take my cream blush and use it for the lips. It's a dual tint, lip and cheek, and we'll use it on the eyes. I do love a good monochromatic look. And voila, 5 products. And the redness is down. I'm ready to walk out the door. It's a simple summer look and I love it. You don't need a lot to be able to, just feel good, feel put together. 5 products, that's all you need, and we look good. So this is it. This is the final look. I think I might have to go, have some fun somewhere. Loving it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you would like to see next. This is a more basic tutorial. We can go really in depth with some other things if you like. Let me know. Thanks, guys.